I'm back. Got my beer. Just a 6-pack. Anyway, I parked beside another GTI, Mark 6. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but anyway. You don't see that many around here. Oh, you got tons of room, lady. Tons. As much as I want to rev it out for YouTube, the engine's still cold. So one thing I do like that my Mark V never had. It's funny, I've had this car for 2 years and finally now just making updates. I guess that's the advantage of putting a camera on and just talking to it. Is you think about things you haven't really updated people on. So it has some information in the multi-function display that the old car didn't have, such as oil temperature. So as much as I want to, rev the snot out of it all the time, if the engine's stone cold and the oil still doesn't have any heat in it, I'm not going to do that. I got to take it easy. I'm going to go to the chip stand now, buy myself a Poutine for dinner. I leave all the eco tips on, and one thing that's somewhat annoying is that it always recommends for you to get up into the higher gear a little bit too soon. I also normally listen to the radio, the music all the time, just normal FM. The car came with three or 6 months. I think it might have only been 3 months of Sirius XM. That's not worth paying for. Like $7 a month for radio. I only pay $7.99 a month for Netflix, and that's been, I consider that to be a good value, especially now since it's going up for everyone. But certainly, I wouldn't want to pay more than $3 a month for radio. Free is for me. It's just like my television at home. I don't pay for any cable or anything. I have an antenna. I get over-the-air HD on antenna. Anyway, back to the camera test. So this is with my Polaroid Cube camera, and I'm hoping you can see out the window. If I can tip that up. Probably get back here better, although now I might probably be blocking the mic. Anyway, I find the microphone on this thing is pretty good, and camera quality is acceptable. I've been setting it on 1080p lately. When I first got it, I always used 720 because Canon camera, my 300HS, only will record video at 720p, so I had everything matched 720p. So almost all of my old videos, if you go look at them, they're all 720p. Most of my new videos as of 2016 are 1080. So I've switched over to a new camera that I bought at the end of last year. All my cameras are in circulation, so I still have the Canon. I have a Sony HX50, I believe. It's called a compact travel zoom, and it can do 1080p 60. So if I film footage exclusively on that and upload it, you will see the option for 1080p 60. I'm about to make a video that's going to have footage from this Cube camera and the Sony. So I have a feeling it just goes to lowest common denominator, and when I edit that all up, it will just go down to a 30 frames per second video. But we'll see. Get that video made. Where was I going with this? Anyway, obviously I want to be filming in the best quality possible. I would love to be filming in 60 frames per second for everything. Just for the fact that if I want to do slow motion, I can at least cut the speed in half and still be at smooth 30 frames a second. I like showing slow-mo for action stuff, as you've probably noticed if you've watched some of my other videos. And it's cool looking, but it's all stuttery because the frame rate's not there. Anyway, cameras for YouTube. So I have my iPhone 5S, I have an LG G3, the Volvo video, the Volvo V60 Polestar was filmed on the LG G3. Then I've got the new Sony, the HX50V or B or something. I should make a video about that Sony. I really like it, quality-wise, and the zoom is awesome. It's a 30x zoom. I've got the Cube as my sports wide-angle camera, as well as I have my old Canon 300HS, and now I have the Zero drone as well. So, all of those cameras are being used to some degree, and they all have somewhat different specs. Alright, I'm here at the chip stand, so let's order some supper. Okay, I got my Poutine. It's a fancy Poutine. It's got beef, onion, jalapenos, mushrooms. It's delicious. It is so good. Anyway, I also ran into one of my friends here. There's a ATV store. And he was in there asking about parts for a little bike. So I killed some time while I was waiting for supper to be made. Now we have enough oil temperature enough to give it a little poke once we get into an 80 zone. So much more satisfying when you're going slower. If you're going from 60 to 100, it's not very exciting. 0 to 100, that's fun. When you're going from first to second, you know, the gear ratios are very long in the GTI. You're going to be going over legal speeds if you max out second gear. So, got the mail, got some beer, got some supper, going for a little drive, saw a friend, and testing out the Cube as a driving cam / vlogging camera. I'm open to talking more about just things that might be interesting, you know, firing up the camera a little bit more often. I'm not opposed to, you know, pointing the camera at myself. That's fine, but for my style, I prefer to get the camera up close and show you kind of a first-person view of what I'm seeing. That's really the only way that you can get to see the details. Look at all the geese. All right, we're home. Let's go inside and see what this looks like.